So, a lot of IT certifications feel like these long, grueling marathons. But today we're talking about one that's more like a high stakes sprint, the F5 Big IP Administration Data Plane Concepts exam, also known as F5CAB2. It's a whole different kind of beast.
It really is. We're talking about a specialized 3-0 minute assessment with 30 questions. It costs a mere $50, which is pretty unusual in the IT cert world.
Right, and it's one of 5 modules you need for the F5 Certified Administrator credential. But what's really interesting is that you can take these 5 exams in any order you want. You could technically jump right into this deep dive on the data plane.
That $50 price point is almost a bit of a head fake. It sounds accessible, but that 3-0 minute timer for 30 questions creates this intense pressure cooker environment. It's a dollar per minute test of your reflexes. You either know the data plane cold or you don't. There's just zero time for second guessing.
Exactly. It's a pure test of immediate proficiency. So, if you're in that pressure cooker, what exactly are they testing you on? Let's get into the actual plumbing of the big IP system.
Well, the exam is all about the data plane, which is basically the superhighway where all the user traffic travels. You have to master everything from the ground up.
I see. So, the core of this exam covers the plumbing of the system. We're talking about how things like VLANs and trunks interact, but also the high level stuff like Application Delivery Controller or ADC fundamentals. And you have to know the difference between virtual server types like standard, forwarding, and performance, and more importantly, when to use one over the other.
Right. And that predicting traffic behavior section is where most people really trip up. It's one thing to configure a system. It's another to be able to look at a NAT configuration or a persistence profile and just instantly visualize the exact path a packet will take, which IP it's going to hit, and when it might get dropped.
It's really about the why behind the traffic then. For example, why would you choose SSL offload over simple HTTP compression? It sounds like a strategic choice, not just a technical one.
Exactly, and that ties directly back to the high availability concepts they test. It's not just about one box working. It's about how mechanisms like heartbeat, synchronization, and active session migration keep the application alive and seamless for the user, even if a piece of hardware fails in the background. It's about ensuring the user experience never drops.
Got it. That's a huge amount of ground to cover in just 30 minutes. Which brings up the big question. How do you actually prepare for a test that is this fast-paced and this specific?
You can't just read a book for this one. The speed is the real challenge.
For preparation, many candidates turn to solutions like SPOTO. They provide a curated question bank from F5 professionals that includes an online engine designed to replicate the actual exam environment. They even offer tutor support and claim they can help people master the material in about 2 weeks.
You know, the online test engine is the real game changer there. On a 3-0 minute exam, you can't afford to waste a single second being confused by the user interface. You need that muscle memory baked in so you can focus 100% of your brain power on the logic of the data plane, not on where to click next.
That makes sense. Shaving off seconds on navigation probably adds up.
It's critical. And here's the real so what. Free practice tests often lag months behind the official exam. In the F5 world, where software updates can subtly change how objects behave, studying an old, outdated question is honestly worse than not studying at all. SPOTO's policy of updating within days of an exam change is basically insurance against being blindsided by a new question type you've never seen before.
Precisely. It turns the exam from a gamble into a calculated win. You're not just memorizing answers, you're internalizing the patterns.
So, if you're walking away with anything today, just remember a few things. First, the 3-0-3-0-5-0 rule. It's a high-speed 3-0 minute 3-0 question exam for just $50. Second, it's laser focused on the data plane mastery of things like VLAN tagging, and knowing your virtual server types is non-negotiable. Third, high availability is key. You must understand fail, over triggers, and configuration mirroring. And finally, the most important point, This is about simulation over memorization. Using tools that replicate the real exam is vital for managing that strict 1 minute per question time limit.